welcome back to my channel. So just a quick, gonna do some updates. So in October 2019, I got pregnant. It is another boy. He was born in June 21st, 2020, during the pandemic. I even had to wear a mask while giving birth, so that was challenging enough. You would think that because I was giving birth at home, I wouldn't have to be wearing a mask. Well, my midwife, she was high risk, so I had to do that. But let's go back. So we were in Florida for a while because of problems in Haiti, and now I'm in Florida because of problems in Haiti, and also waiting for my passport because I had to renew it, and we didn't want to do it in Haiti because it was a little too dangerous to go to the capital. So, and I had to renew my passport and my youngest because his passport was an emergency passport because of COVID. They were not giving real passports at the time. And so while I was pregnant, Abby turned 1. My son took his first steps in Florida and then really started walking while my husband was away, by the way. Yeah, baby. Yeah. 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 My husband was in France, and yeah, so, but it was a lot being pregnant and having a toddler. And one thing that's hard is that during my pregnancy, I kept nursing, and you know, it was a choice. I just thought Abby was so young to be weaned. I know some people wean at 1 and all that, but he was so young and he wasn't ready, and he's still nursing at 2.5. He's still nursing and still wants it. I would love for him to stop nursing now, but I do limit it just because of the other one. Like, I can't, eventually I just feel touched out. So I do limit how much Abby nurses. Like, if it's at night, it's fine, or you know, if he's really upset, I'll give it to him during the day, but mostly it's at night. And Ari, it's whenever he wants, and it was just really rough, and I did not feel like I could make videos at the time. And then the pandemic started, and I was pregnant, and honestly I was scared. You know, I had a different midwife, and I wasn't really sure about her, and she kept telling me the whole time, you know, if there's another birth at the same time as yours, I might not be able to make it to your house. Like, and telling me that I should come to the clinic, which is not what I wanted. But thankfully that birth turned out great, except that I had to wear a mask while giving birth at my own house. I understand that that's normal right now because of the pandemic. You know, it's in hospitals, but I wouldn't think that at my own house I would have to wear a mask. So that was challenging in itself. Let's see. So while I obviously was not making any more YouTube videos for a while, but I was doing other things. I had mentioned a while back that I was going to do Montessori at home with my son, which is what I did, and I did it with both of them. And I actually started a Instagram account with Montessori play activities, which I post pretty regularly, so if you want to check that out, I will link it below. It's Montessori in Jacmel. And I do a lot of activities with Abby and even with Ari. So my second son was born, and his name is Harry Gaston. He is now 1. He is my little lion. He's very sweet. But adjusting to 2 under 2 was really challenging, and I did have to get some extra help. So at home in Haiti, where it is affordable, we were able to get a nanny just to help out with, because I was struggling, like I'd be nursing the baby and then Avi would be screaming, because he wanted me to get him something, and he didn't understand, like, no, you have to wait. No, I can't, I can't be everywhere all at once, and it was really challenging. And I know a lot of moms did it, but thankfully I was able to get some help, and it really saved my sanity. And it was just like, my pregnancy was really hard. Not physically, but just emotionally, just not being ready for having 2 under 2. It was just, I got pregnant and it wasn't exactly planned. But it didn't mean that I didn't love him. The second he was out of my body, of course, I loved Ari. But 2020 was a really horrible year for me. Obviously there was the pandemic and everything that was going on, and adjusting to 2 under 2, but worse than that, it was my mother died really suddenly, and it wasn't, no one can prepare you for that, and no, it was not COVID, but my youngest was 4 months old, and my mom was in a coma, and I flew down to Tennessee where she was to make some decisions with my grandmother and my uncle, and it was one of the toughest decisions I ever had to make. It was horrible, and I miss her every day, and it was just, nothing can ever prepare you for losing a parent. It's one of those things, if they're sick or they're dying of old age, it's a little bit different, but it's still a shock. But this was just, I talked to her over the weekend, and then Monday night, one of her friends wrote me saying that my mother was in a coma. And a couple of days later, I talked to my brother. He gave me miles, and I flew to Tennessee. Left my baby with enough breast milk, pumped while in the hospital, dealing with everything, and made funeral arrangements, and then made funeral arrangements with my uncle while I was in Haiti, and the funeral was in late May, so I came with my husband and the kids for the funeral, and we went to Minnesota. And then let's see. We went to Florida for Christmas. Because of COVID, my brother wasn't really around in California. He is in California, he's just not in LA. And with COVID, it was just too challenging, and with the kids and everything, we were just being extra careful. But when I got back to Haiti after Christmas, my beautiful cat, Wilson, he got sick suddenly, and I tried everything. I took him to the vet. I did everything I could, but he passed away very suddenly too. So the end of 2020 and the beginning of 2021 was pretty shitty. It was really rough. Losing him. He was my cat that I've had since I was living in LA. I went with him to France when I went to college there, and I brought him from France all the way to Haiti you know, he was my companion, he was my heart, and he was so close to the kids. He loved the kids so much. I'd be nursing one of the kids, and yeah, I'd be nursing one of the kids, and he would just always be like on me, next to me, and always loved being with the kids. And he did not mind the kids like climbing on top of him. Yeah, no, he was wonderful. And then, let's see, Avi turned 2. We had a little birthday, which was wonderful. It was perfect. Just us, and it was, I got these carrot cupcakes made for him, and they were really good. And yeah, we just hung out as a family, played. I filled his playroom with balloons. Gave him some beautiful wooden toys. I gave him the Grim Rainbow, a marble tree, and some other stuff I can't remember right now. So if you don't know, we actually are mostly a wooden toy family, so we do a lot of wooden toys and puzzles and things, and we have very limited plastic toys. We do have some, but they're mostly open-ended and nothing that makes like crazy sounds. It's just what works for our family. And once he turned 2, we started to homeschool a little bit. So I am doing this program that I actually did as a kid called At Mère Académie, which is a school in French, because Avi and Ari, I only speak French to them. So that's the only language that I talk to them in. So yeah, and currently we are just waiting in Florida for our passports, and I am restarting to do vlogs again and to do videos, and I will talk about Montessori and motherhood and our daily life, because our life is a little crazy. And if you have any ideas of what you want to see in a video, just comment below and tell me. I'm always happy to make any video. I will probably make a video about Ari's birth, because I did make a video about Avi's, and I'll post some pictures of his birth. I don't have not many pictures, but yeah, so I will be doing that. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll be going to New Orleans in a couple days, so I will be vlogging while I'm in New Orleans. But I hope you enjoyed this video, and please comment, subscribe, and like this video. Thank you, and see you soon.